GRIP-X Ice Cleats are the toughest ice cleats I sell. They're great for people who work outdoors, like for maintenance crews, utility crews, EMT, rescue, police, fire departments. They're also great for outdoor sports. They're great for hunting, ice fishing, and hiking. And they're good because they're not only good on regular roads and sidewalks, but they're also good for going off-road in rougher terrain. GRIP-X use Jordan David's patented dual density design. And what that means is that the upper is thicker where it needs to be for wear and thinner where it can be thinner, so it's easier to put on your shoe. For example, the sole is thicker, and that serves two purposes. Again, for wear, obviously, and also keeps the spikes in place. They're thinner in the middle, so they stretch easier. The heel has their patented dual tab pull system, so you can use both hands to pull it back over your shoe or boot. You'll notice there's a ridge there that goes between the sole and the upper part of your shoe. Keeps it from slipping down. It's also good because the middle here is thinner and there's no spike, so that you could climb something. You could climb a ladder if you wanted to. The tread is extremely aggressive. It's good in snow, packed snow, ice, mud, and slush. And because the upper is so durable, it's good that it has replaceable spikes. To replace those spikes, all you do is you would get a screwdriver and pry that ring up and pop a new one in and push the ring over the top. It's very simple. They are tungsten carbide spikes, so they're long wearing, and overall it's just a very, very well made, durable shoe traction device. Here I'm showing the GRIP-X on a typical winter boot. You want to be sure when you put it on that the cleats are centered. They're 2mm tungsten carbide cleats, and I want you to notice something very important, and that's the heel spike. You'll only find that on Jordan David ice cleats. That's an important spike because as you take a step, the first thing that's going to hit the ground is your heel. So you get traction right away. Other traction devices force you to walk a little bit flat-footed. It's one more thing you got to remember, and one more thing that you might forget and cause you to slip. They stay on your boots really well. As you can see, you can't really pull them off. Nevertheless, I do recommend using the Velcro straps. It's an accessory you can buy. They're very inexpensive, but sometimes when you walk through a deep snow, particularly a wet snow, it can work its way underneath the back and it could slip off, and they're just too expensive to lose. And I'm going to show you a clip in a second about how they go on. It's actually the clip shows it on a thing called Ultra Grips Lite, but it works exactly the same on the GRIP-X. The strap so that the shiny side is up, and then you bring it around between the heel tab and the heel, bring it up through the slot, bring it around, and it fastens. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now you can see I've done the same thing on the other side, and we're going to position them so that they crisscross, and I'm going to show you how that looks on a boot. Then you put the Ultra Grips on your shoe like you normally would, and now you have these Velcro straps, and you simply wrap them around like that. And let me fix that a little closer. And now you have something else to hold it on the shoe itself. You can see how it goes on there. And I would just leave them on the shoe, because it's just one more thing to keep them from coming off. And sometimes they may be too long. You can always trim them, but I would only trim them to the largest shoe size, obviously. Very simple. I would, like I said, I would really recommend getting those the Velcro straps. Now, for the companies out there that are ordering these, know when you're ordering the size. The size chart is based upon fitting over a work boot. But there is an alternative way if you want to see if get the best size for a particular pair of shoes or boots. The length from the edge of the heel to the tip. And in the case of these boots, it's 13.5 inches. What you want to do is select the size on the size chart of the GRIP-X that's approximately 1 inch shorter than the length of your boot or shoe. And again, in this case, it's about 13.5 inches. So I'm going to look for the GRIP-X that's approximately 12.5 inches long. And as we can see, if I look at the XXL size, it's approximately 12.5 inches. So when you look at the size chart, I'm going to have the lengths of the different sizes there, so you can check to see, get a pretty good idea if that particular, what size you need for a particular pair of boots or shoes.